Oh, that's right. You are listening to the Love Gurus podcast. I was playing the wrong song just there, but now we're going to play the right one now. Oh, there it is. That's right.
There it is.
That's the theme song. We're going to take ridiculous dating questions from the wild animals on Reddit and from you guys in the chat. We're going to start the podcast right about now.
You think your love life is going kind of bad?
Valentine's Day, man.
Yeah. Side piece day is the 15th.
Accidentally banged your dad.
He was her side piece.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the 15th Amendment. No side piece.
Yeah. Thou shalt not have a side piece. Wait, no, that's Bible.
Ben Franklin would have never stood for that.
I propose an amendment. No side pieces.
Just ask the love guru.
That's how I got chlamydia all over the floor of Congress.
Listen, I discovered electricity. I can have as many side
Life
pieces
is
as I want.
screwed. Love guru.
Yes, you heard the man. This is the Love Gurus podcast. We're about to take some ridiculous dating questions from the wild animals on Reddit. I'm excited. Suzanne, how was your week?
Oh, it's been great. Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day had a very romantic Valentine's Day. We went to Just Salad.
Nice.
For those of you who don't know, in New York, they have a restaurant chain called Just Salad. They only serve salad, and we went there for Valentine's Day.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I went to a whorehouse in Vegas called that. Very specific, you know?
Yeah, it's like we were walking out with our salads, and Mike's like, do you think people are looking at me like, hey, that asshole took her to Just Salad? What a dick. And I was like, I didn't think that, but now I am. Now I am. Now I'm mad.
Happy Valentine's Day, honey. Now never get fat. Never get fat. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, that was it. So, but what's great is we have a great theme for this podcast. The theme for this is love ever in the air? You know,
Is it ever?
Everyone likes to believe this myth that love is just everywhere. Is it? I don't know. Are you an optimist? Are you a pessimist?
Right.
Is the glass half full, half empty? I don't know.
It's certainly not at Just Salads. Those couples aren't even having pasta or meat or anything. That's tough.
A lot of single sad people.
Yes, but I'll tell you who's not single and sad. This podcast, because we got two awesome guests tonight, man. I'm super excited about our guests.
Our
First up,
podcast is dating. Eat
yes.
it.
Yeah, that's right. And we're taking them to Just Pasta and Frosting.
Yeah.
That's a much better restaurant. I love that place.
Little Olive Garden action.
That's right.
That's where
That's
this
right.
podcast takes its place.
Yes. First up, she's a first-time guest of the podcast, a hilarious stand-up comic, the one, the only, May Casem. Welcome to the show.
What up, you guys? It's just really exciting for me to be here, and like y'all just made me feel so special. Like I'm so happy that I shaved my pussy for this.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last guest didn't, and we were like, "What are you doing?
I
It's
know.
not even shaved, my
I
God."
know.
Yeah.
And I was like, "You could have kept your pants on too." She
Like
felt the need
upkeep.
to show the whole fucking Woodstock theme she had going on.
And we love that, but also,
Yeah.
you know, anyone, however you want to you shape your pussy, we're into it.
Dude,
we're into it.
This whole apartment smelled like Occupy Wall Street when she was here. It was rough, dude. It was rough. But I'm excited to introduce our... I'm a moron. I'm going to introduce our second guest.
Introgoose sounds like goose sex.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that time that my uncle went to the park and introgoose?
Introgoose. Yeah. Uh-huh. It's a form of sexual harassment they can only do in outer space.
You know, you can't have sex with a goose because their necks are too narrow. It
Yeah.
just murders them instantly.
And because they're a bunch of goddamn prudes. Am I right? Bunch of geese running away.
Anyway,
Fucking birds.
Yeah. Second guest. He's a returning guest, a hilarious stand-up comic as well. Mr. Tony Sykowski. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You know,
thank you for being back.
I'm also glad I shaved my pussy, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
We're manscaping. We're womanscaping. We're doing all the scaping. We're scaping on this podcast. Scaping out, dude.
This
Scaping
is
out.
a soul patch list episode.
That's right.
So, you know.
That's right. I have what they call a bombed landing strip. It's a landing strip, but it's a little crooked and it's got little potholes in it. You know what I mean? Like it's got little chunks taken out. That kind of thing.
Couple black spots.
Yeah. Government doesn't like to talk about what happened there, but
hot.
we know.
It's very hot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let me introduce our commenters already, man. If you're watching live on YouTube, first of all, like and subscribe to the podcast. Like and subscribe. Do it. Click the button. There it is. But we'll read your questions here on the show. We'll read your comments.
Hells yeah.
Joel on YouTube says, good evening, y'all. Good evening, Joel. Matt on YouTube says, you got taken for salads. Joel says, please don't tell me Suzanne bought her man a new coat for Valentine's Day. Matt says, ask Ohio. Amy on YouTube, producer Amy says, Matt and Joel, hello. Matt on YouTube says, something in the air and it's not live in Cleveland. He says, how would we know? Joanne on YouTube says, I should have brought a razor. I feel so underprepared. Yeah. I feel like a train conductor in Ohio. You know what I mean? Just out of place, causing problems, causing chemical problems.
So I feel like Joel is actually he's referencing the callback to a previous episode where I was talking about how Mike has my partner has a whole closet full of coats.
Oh, yeah.
Joel, I just want to let you know that there is a new coat that my partner bought, and he started wearing it this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yes!
Awesome.
Thank you.
What
He's
kind of coat?
using-
What's it look like?
It's like a cool, like, Banana Republic, like, I'm a dad, but I don't have any kids kind of coat.
Okay.
Like, yeah, he just looks like... He looks
An
like,
absentee father get up.
yeah, he looks like a
Nice.
cool dad, but yet he doesn't pay child support. You know what I mean? Like
Goddamn right.
the edgy look.
Ooh,
Neither would
okay,
I.
Bad
Once
boy
I-
dad.
Yeah, bad
Yeah.
boy dad. Yeah.
If my
hot.
4-month-old son is watching, once I go out for smokes, that's it. You know. So get the loving while you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take our first question, man. You guys ready for your first question on the Love Gurus podcast?
Let's go.
All right, first question on the podcast. People, if you've got any questions to write into the podcast, write them to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, watch live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Give us your comments. Give us your questions right there in the chat. For right now, we're going to take our first question from the wild animals on Reddit.
First question. Is my wife's gift selfish? We've been married for 1.5 years, dating for 2 years. I'm 35 and she's 27. This morning I asked her what she had planned for my birthday, and she told me that she's paying for a trip to New York City. I think the look on my face kind of said it all. I dropped her off at work and texted, I'm sorry, babe. I guess just New York City isn't that exciting because I've been there and I can't really think of anything I'd like to do there.
Oh, sick
You know.
burn.
Her response, that's fucking rude. She's very upset, and I get that. I could have handled it better.
I hope she said it with the act. That's fucking rude. You know what I mean? Just had the accent and everything.
The reason I asked her what she had planned was because I had suspicion that it was going to be centered around her. I've been feeling a lot of my feelings, preferences, and desires don't factor much into what we actually do. I thought my birthday would be different. She's European, and she's been dying to go to New York City. We were planning on going in the summer until circumstances prevented us.
Wait, Western or Eastern? Because if she's Western European, she's going to hate the smell of trash here, you know? Eastern Bloc, she's going to feel right at home.
It was definitely clear that the trip was about her desire to see New York. Next month, we're moving to Europe for a year and spending 3 weeks with my family before we go. I won't see my family for over a year, and I've told her how important that time with my family is. My birthday lands in those 3 weeks, so New York City cuts a significant time into that family time. Also, driving 15 hours there and back is exhausting.
Ooh, ouch.
And she doesn't drive, so it's on me. There's also the money. It's going to cost more than she budgeted for, about double. That will ultimately come out of my pocket. I pay the bills, and she pays what she can, so money spent on this trip would otherwise go towards bills. I get it. We wouldn't be able to go to New York for another year, but it's probably, I feel like it's her last chance. The thing is, I would of course take her to New York City even though I don't care so much. I want her to be happy. I guess I just want a little bit of that in return. Am I being a dick for thinking that this is selfish? I don't know. I mean, remember that time that someone just gave you, I don't know. I guess this here's why this is muddy in my opinion, is because, you know, she's like, oh, I'm going to pay for this trip. But really, he's going to have to pay for most of it and do the driving.
Yeah, that's rough. 15 hours without switching off is rough. He's going to need some Adderall and some Monster Energy.
It's
That's
like that classic
prescribing him.
Simpsons episode where Homer gives Marge a bowling ball with his name on it.
Oh, that fuck.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That
I mean,
tubby bald bastard.
No, isn't that when she bangs like the French dude though?
Marge?
Yes.
Marge
yes.
bangs a French
No,
guy?
she
she
doesn't
doesn't.
bang him, but like
I know,
but
it's rated PG, but they
she
hint
has the
at it.
ball, and she's like meeting up with this guy, and then she's like, "Oh, Homer, that's my ball's name." Like, okay, Marge.
yeah, you probably,
I get it.
You probably remember it better than I do.
Oh,
yeah, I think
I'm obsessed with The Simpsons.
Love
so,
it.
like,
Marge,
yeah,
you big blue
absolutely.
hooer.
Yeah. When she got those gloves and like was like, it was just so hot when like he was like teaching her how to bowl and stuff, and you're like, okay, Marge, you know what?
Yeah.
Get out of the house. Fucking live your truth, girl.
Yeah.
Fucking Homer's a dick anyway.
It's true. That's true. Homer, he works at a factory, not like upper management at a
Nuclear
factory.
power plant.
Yeah, and he's fat and he's bald and he's dumb. Marge seems kind of like she's got her shit together and she's kind of hot for a cartoon with blue hair.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, Homer must have a dong like a donkey because that's got to be his only redeeming quality, you know?
Yeah, if you can convince a female to go bowling in a tube top, you've won. Okay,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is not bowling attire. Okay,
100%.
I've seen that video. But again, like, okay, so back to this question.
Right.
So she's, quote unquote, surprising him with this trip to New York. She's paying for some of it, and that's what she's planning. He's all whinging and moaning, saying, okay, it's taking away from my family time. We're moving to Europe for a year. I don't know. In my opinion, I think this guy is a pessimist in the sense that he's saying, okay, we're going to move to Europe for a year, which sounds like an amazing opportunity, which is probably only because you're married to a European woman. And now you're like, we're gonna go to New York. I hate it. It's just like,
that's a good point, dude. You're
when
getting-
is it ever gonna be good enough for you?
Yeah,
You know what I
you're getting
mean?
to go to Europe. That's true.
He's
I wasn't
like,
even thinking about that at
sat
first.
in a coffee shop in Prague of like, man, I wish we wouldn't have gone to
Yeah.
Europe during my birthday. That sucked. It's
Yeah.
like, how fucking close-minded could you be?
He's the only one staring at the Eiffel Tower being sad.
Yeah.
Wait, this is her birthday gift or his?
It's his.
His
yeah,
birthday gift.
her birthday gift to him for his birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm starting to be
Sorry,
on this
I
guy's
have
side
like
again.
really
Yeah.
bad ADHD, so I might ask like some more
No,
questions.
so do
I'm
I.
in the same boat.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
Are we on a podcast now?
Right. Yeah. I didn't even know it was here.
Yeah.
No, this is an intervention. Don't go to New York. That's what every question is
Dude, I don't-
leading it to.
No, go to
I don't know.
New York.
I feel like this. It's like if it's his gift, wouldn't you ask like, "Hey, do you want to go to New York?"
Yeah, that's kind of
Right.
weird,
Like, is
man.
it-
That's
Right.
kind of weird.
Because she like sprung out on him. He was like, "Oh, we were gonna go," but then it's like, if it's for my birthday, it should be something like I want.
That you want to do. Yeah, I mean, okay, I missed the part about it's his birthday gift. So
and that he's
now,
paying
and
for
that
his
he's
own
paying.
birthday
Well,
gift.
okay,
She's
he's
helping.
not. He's not outright paying for the whole thing. He's just saying that she has misbudgeted said gift, and that he'll have to like cover the difference. So so she'll pay for some of it, but
So
you
she
know,
was
he'll
doing a
have
thing to
pay
where she's like, for your
the
birthday,
difference.
I'm taking you to this nice steakhouse. So, oh my God, I don't have enough money. That kind of thing?
That
Yeah.
sucks. No, it's
Yeah.
happened to me. Like I've been brought out for my birthday, and then, he took me to see like a Broadway show.
nightmare.
And then I had to pay for fucking dinner. I was like, okay. At Carmine's at that. Like, come on.
Oh, wow, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He didn't even go halvesies on the dinner?
Wow.
No,
Wow.
You're not
it.
still with this
Wow.
person, are you?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
What a
that
loser.
guy's a nightmare.
Okay, but what was the show? Because if it was like Shrek the musical, it's like go fuck yourself.
I mean, yeah.
Cute. It was cute. It was like, I hope he doesn't see this, but like, it was Anastasia.
Okay.
Anastasia, huh?
It was
Gross.
good. I liked it. It was a different production of it, but
I call that show anesthesia because it puts me to sleep.
yeah, I did lose interest by the time intermission happened. I was like, we know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even real. This
Dude,
never happened.
I fucking hate most musicals. And they're so pretentious. The Tonys, they act like they're these like,
I love musicals.
oh, they're so
Yeah, I love
prestigious.
them too.
No,
but dude,
no.
they're just singing about shit for 5-year-olds
Just
most
say
of
you
the
hate
time,
gay
man.
people,
it's
dude.
it's
Just
well,
say it.
I mean, I do, but that's not the only reason I hate the musicals. I hate them because of the campiness and the fact that all of the plots and songs seem to be for 5-year-olds.
Of course,
But
dude.
they, oh no, I don't like it.
You
I
don't
don't
even
like
like Book
it.
of Mormon, dude?
Okay,
Book of
now I
Mormon's
said
good.
most. I
Great.
said most. And
Okay.
and it's cheating if it came from the South Park guys.
No, it's not.
No.
Even-
They're,
dude,
it's a musical.
They're
Even
they're
it
so
doesn't-
skilled.
anything that South Park guys do is going to be great. Now there's other ones I like. I like the Avenue Q.
Avenue
you know?
Q is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
they just retired it though. Like I think,
Yeah,
2 years
yeah,
ago,
it was
you
a
know?
fun one.
Yeah.
You
You're
know?
okay. Why are we continuing with this conversation? Because you're just poking holes in your own argument. You're
Yeah.
You're
So
like,
you do like
I
musicals.
hate
go home-
musicals, and
Yeah.
you're like,
You don't
well,
like-
but I like
Yeah.
Avenue Q, and I
Uh-huh.
like the South Park one. It's like,
Right.
why are you
and then
continuing
I'm
down this
rattling
road?
off musicals.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's like saying
Wicked
you hate
made
movies,
me cry.
dude.
Yeah, you're just gonna break out in a Hamilton song in about 10
Right.
seconds. So
Yeah.
let me just
Yeah.
let me just be a friend and stop you.
Most overrated piece of fucking singy, campy garbage I've ever seen. Hamilton.
Okay, but okay. Here's my question though. Okay, so again,
I was hoping the actor would die like the guy in real life. I was hoping they put a real bullet in there and he Alec Baldwin him right there in the
But
fucking musical.
here's my question. Okay, so again, this is his birthday trip. Now, here's why I am kind of on her side, because I think that if you're going to take a trip, there has to be a shared interest. You know, it has to be like, oh, okay, I want to go there. I can do something. I think that he is just being a negative Nancy. There's so much stuff to do in New York. He, I think, is just like crying because he's like been there. You know, again, it's like he's saying that he wants to like spend another week with his mom, like then go to New York. Like, what? I don't know. I just feel like that is a weird thing to say.
Sure.
Wait, so like he doesn't want to go to New York, or he does?
He doesn't.
He does not want to go to New York
Okay,
because
yeah.
it's because they're moving to Europe. He's only getting 3 weeks to spend with his family. So this trip to New York is going to take away from those 3 weeks, which, by the way, have you all spent 3 weeks with your family?
Oh, yeah, dude,
Oh,
you
yeah.
need a good excuse. You need a good excuse.
I'm done by day 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was going to say 3
Yeah.
days, but my flight's at 6 a.m.
Right.
on the third
yeah.
day.
I gotta go.
Do you hear me? I have to take her this year. She loves New York, but the old stabby New York, and it's starting to get back to normal from COVID. And so she wants to see it while it's still like 1985 and the Warriors were running around. So I have to take her now. I have to take her now. Otherwise, people aren't going to be shitting on every subway anymore by the time we go next year. So
Yeah.
she's got to go now.
I mean, so have you guys ever, okay, and because I have personal experience with this. So last year for my partner's birthday, we went to Hawaii. Humble brag. Okay, yes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like, you know, and again, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but I've been to Hawaii before. I had gone to all the places that we had been, and I was just like, yeah, but you know, it's Hawaii. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Sure, I'll spend thousands of dollars for your birthday for this. That's fine, because that's what you want to do. Like, and you know, it's like I planned the trip, all that, the rest. Like, it was fine. I wasn't like crying about it. I'm like, oh, we could have gone somewhere else. I don't know. It's just like,
Right. Yeah. Planning your gift around his like birthday, but it's something you want. It's just insane. There should be a law against it. I feel.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like they should do. Well, it's his birthday, so it should probably be something he wants to do. But also, like I don't know. Like, let's say like your girl wants to see a concert, you know, but you don't really like that band. You still gonna go to the concert with her because
Right.
she wants you to go? You fucking go.
yeah.
And like also like one thing I do want to like, I wonder about this relationship, even though he has to like shell out money for it. What does she do for him? Like, because we don't know what she does for him. Like, she
Right.
could be doing like a fuck ton for him, and like it could just
Yeah.
kind of like compensate for the
He
fact
might
that
be
he
like
has to shell
super
out.
unappreciative
Yeah,
in general.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
could
mean,
be
he
that
is
case.
getting. It's sort of like, yeah. I mean, that's a good point. And Suzanne kind of pointed it out earlier with the going to Europe thing. You know, that's not nothing. That's pretty cool. I'd like to go to Europe too.
Yeah, it's like
It's nice,
that's
yeah.
like so many people's dream to go and live in Europe for a year, and you're like, but I'm not gonna get to see my family. It's like, does your mom make lasagna with her own breast milk still? What are you talking about?
breast
Wait,
milk
that sounds
lasagna is
great.
pretty good.
I've actually,
Yeah.
I've done that with mac and cheese once. Sorry, we didn't have milk, and
Yeah. It's
Well,
not
yo.
milk and cheese unless it's breast milk and cheese.
totally done
Listen,
it.
whatever. Yeah, I mean, again, maybe in retrospect, I spoke
Yeah.
too soon. Okay, I spoke too soon. I would eat breast milk lasagna.
Breast milk lasagna is either
Okay.
going to be the cheapest thing in
Yeah.
the city or the most expensive. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's going to be
Yeah.
expensive.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah. It's either something that they drink in places where the water has been turned off and there's no plumbing, or it's like you have to go to international waters to get it. You know what I mean? Like you have to go to a weird island to get that kind of.
Oh,
it's
the
just
breast
weird.
milk islands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
breast
Oh,
milk
wow.
That's
island.
actually how
Oh.
that's actually how they
Yeah.
started Wonder Woman, And then when they
Yeah.
did it with the test audience, they said it was too hot
Right.
because everyone was
Wait.
breastfeeding.
Everyone's
Milk
either
Island?
vomiting or coming in this movie theater. It's
Then
weird.
they were like, okay,
They're either
get
super
rid of
into
the
it or
breast
super
milk
not.
thing. Let's get Robin Wright in here. The Warriors, whatever.
Yo,
That's-
I just want to
yeah.
see some like titty trees. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I want to see on like Breast Milk Island.
I'm going for a run, but I'm so thirsty.
Well,
so thirsty.
that's my horniest Amelia Earhart theory. Oh, she crashed on breast
Yeah.
milk island.
It was like Dr.
And
Seuss.
she's like, finally, I could be a lesbian.
It's like Dr. Seuss took mushrooms and just started drawing. A whole titty tree for me. Oh, yee. You know,
Yeah.
like it was a whole,
So
this whole thing.
here's my thing with it. I hate like surprises in general.
Really?
I can't say. I'm like, just clear up. Ask me if I want to do something, and then I'm on board.
Okay.
Right? It's like
Yeah.
just like don't be like, oh, I planned this whole evening. Then I'm like just tell me beforehand.
Is this your roundabout way of saying that you're all about consent?
Well, don't tell the guys, but yeah. No, but so all that, but also I think he's a dick because didn't she text him that she was like, "We're going to New York," and then he's like, "Oh, I've already been there."
Oh, your point is still valid, but technically what happened is that she told him they were going to New York, and he texted her in a very, again, sheepish way, oh, I don't want to go to New York, rather than like fucking saying it to her face.
Oh, so she
Yeah.
said it to him, like broke
Yeah.
the news, and then the next
And then
day
he didn't have the
texted.
balls to like say it to her
That's
face.
brutal.
Oh, he's a
And then
bitch.
he like just sends her like a snap that probably disappeared after 10 seconds. Oh, you didn't get my message?
Yeah, he
Kind of
sucks.
sounds like an asshole. Yeah.
I hate this
Yeah,
guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
based on what we're hearing from him, like it's kind of shitty on the surface, but the more we dig into it, because I like to point this out at least once a podcast, when in doubt, especially for a lack of detail, I like to err against the person writing questions because A, these people are on Reddit and they're animals. B, it's sort of a source that's by, for, and about them. It's their Fox News, their MSNBC, their North Korean state-run news if they run the whole country. So when they breeze over little things, like how the fuck did this conversation come up? You know what I mean? Like what did she say when you suggested you didn't want to go to New York? Oh, you breezed over that? Oh, you didn't tell us? That means you didn't really have that conversation with him.
Yeah.
So now I'm way siding against this guy again.
Then
I
don't
was
listen.
leaning back toward him because of the birthday thing, but now I'm just like, yeah.
But also the other thing about this is that in New York you can find anything you could possibly ever want to do.
Except love.
Yeah, or your mother.
Yeah. So
You can
just
find a lady that looks like your mother.
Find
You can find a
the
lady you can
one
call mother
thing-
for the right price.
say, okay, I'm fine with going to New York, but on this day I want to do this thing. And, do the thing that you want to do on your birthday. Like, why is that so hard? Unless as we said, unless it's like sucking your mom's titty. Like,
Yeah.
you
true.
can't
On Breast
find,
Milk Island. Yeah.
Yeah.
you
She's
can't
gonna-
find
Yeah.
a thing to do. Like, what are you talking about?
She's going to agree not to go to New York, and she's going to walk in, and he's going to be dressed like her Norman Bates style, still breastfeeding. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
We could have been seeing Broadway right now. This sucks.
Also, did they say where in Europe they're living?
No, that was not specified.
Nah.
I feel like that's an oversight. You guys,
I think it's someplace nice.
just got like an apartment next to the Arc de
Yeah.
Trumps.
Uh-huh.
I
I
wonder
mean,
Oh.
it's just like Europe. This is like, but I'm gonna be away from my family.
I'm behind
this
on
guy.
comments here. So
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Joel on YouTube says it's a beaver skin coat, Jake. It was conveniently shaved prior to the purchase. Oh, I think he's talking about coat there. Matt on YouTube says
Beaver
yes, she's
skin.
dating a guy at home. Joel on YouTube says she gifted him a trip to New York. He left out that they live in New Jersey. Matt said, "Oh my God, no." Joel says it's the easiest. It's easily solved. Leave her at home. Go to New York without her. It won't cost twice as much.
That's true. Yeah.
Matt says, what's the dinero in the casino with the girl who cheated with James Woods?
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
reference.
She says, she said your girlfriend is getting ripped off. She will pay, but she can't. Sounds like a Liam Neeson.
Ha.
Joel on YouTube says, I hope she didn't get him. She didn't plan his bachelor party. She probably hired Chippendales for him.
Yeah.
Joanne says, take him bowling. And he says, I like the
Yes.
shark. Joanne, bowling is still expensive in New York.
Definitely.
Yeah, everything manages to find a way to be pricey here. Matt says, even death of a salesman. Amy says, take him bowling in Altoona, PA, and leave him there. Matt says, Colors was a great musical. Let's see, The Warriors. Let me scroll down a bit. Joanne on YouTube says, baby, instead of Lakers tickets, let's go antiquing and a nice bed and breakfast.
Sounds good.
Matt says she needs a vacation. Bye. Go take her. Go take your vacation. Joel says, okay, she planned his birthday trip to New York. Is she going to shave before the trip? I said, oh, man. Yeah, he goes down there. It's nothing but stubble, nothing but stubble. Big apple and big stubble.
Just call her Vag Staten Island. Am I right up top? Okay.
Eugene on YouTube says, hi, all. Hello, Eugene. Let's see. Matt on YouTube says, Jan Michael Vincent in the building, breast milk heist.
Yeah.
Man, but yeah, it's a rough one. Do we have final advice for this?
Yeah, I was just gonna say my final advice for this person is listen. Let's just start appreciating some of the things that you do have in your life rather than slagging your wife off because okay, whatever. Maybe she wants to go to New York. It was a little selfish that she wants to go there, but again, it's not like she's taking you to fucking Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Or where did you guys get married?
We got married just outside of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Even people in Cedar Rapids, Iowa would be like, I'm not going to that shithole.
It's not like you guys are going there. Okay, just kidding.
Yeah, it could be worse, dude. It could be worse.
But okay,
you could be tying a knot. Most people that tie a knot in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, tie a noose right afterwards.
Yeah. So you guys are going to a good city. Like, yeah, so you've been there, but you're saying you've done everything in New York? Fuck off, okay? Like, I watched The Real Housewives of New York. You haven't, okay? So just find something great in New York to do and do that thing. And also just be appreciative that you have all of this amazing experience in front of you. And again, like, I can't imagine that you're going to be sat on your mother's couch watching Wheel of Fortune thinking, this is better than Times Square. And Times Square is terrible.
Times Square blows.
Is terrible.
Yeah, but this basic, that he's with is going to go to Times Square. She's going to do all the touristy shit.
She probably speaks like 4 languages and has like 8 masters.
Yeah, and she's a dummy in all 4 of those languages. She's going to want to go to Times Square and fucking use all of them there, trying to get directions.
Any other final advice for this question? Over to you, guests. Yeah, sorry, that was like a weird transition.
All right, I'll give some final advice.
I'm still like, I don't know all the facts. Like, that's the thing. Like,
no?
Okay.
It's tough without all the facts.
You're so nice.
Well,
you're like, wait, I need to know all the facts before I can, like, snap judge.
It's because, like, I can see this as, like, possibly being something where, like, she isn't appreciated enough and that, like, this isn't so bad. And he's just being a little bitch about it.
Yeah.
Or she could be selfish. And she's being a little bitch about it. I don't know. It's just, I feel like I need more to hear.
No, I know. But again, we got a lot of detail, and he breezed over stuff that seems like he would have put it in there. You know what I mean? It seemed important.
I feel like he's being the asshole, though.
I do too.
That's what I feel like it's happening.
My problem is I agree with what he's saying, but I think I hate him as a person.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm against it. I'm
Like
against
my
it.
mom. Like, you see my
100%.
mommy.
Yeah, if someone like sprung that on me,
Grow up, dude.
Yeah.
if someone sprung that on me,
That's my advice. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah. So it's more.
Yeah.
I'm with the idea he's trying to convey, but I hate him as a person.
Sure. Exactly.
Sure. His
yes.
he needs a new PR team. What you're saying.
He needs a new
What is
personality
this, like 21st
and
birthday?
a new
Like-
mom, and
He
he's
needs
in
a
his
lot.
30s.
He
He's
needs
in his 30s.
Buddy, you need a new
Yes.
you.
He thinks
Yeah.
he did
New you.
everything in New York. I bet he went to like the Olive Garden in Times Square and
Yeah.
was like, I saw New York.
I ate at their flagship store.
It's like Sweet 16, but he gets like a fucking, I don't know, a RAV4 instead of an Escalade or something.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
car,
This
whatever.
Sapporo's been here since 1952.
Okay. Also, part of me is convinced that his wife's a mail order bride. I like that idea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, and so she's just like, yeah, no, you're paying for
Yeah.
your birthday to New York.
Uh-huh.
And then-
It's like, well, yeah, dude, you didn't You didn't buy me so that I could buy you shit. That's not how
And then
this works.
he says they're living in Europe, but she's like getting deported or something.
Yeah.
And then he's just trying to like say it in a very nice way.
She was
And
liberated.
she's like, well, for your birthday, we have to go to New York because I'm getting kicked out of the country.
I've been liberated from Andrew Tate's basement when the Romanian government arrested him. And so now
They don't give the guy's name, right? It's just, like, I am Andrew Tate.
Yeah, man. It's dude. I agree with you. I think it's shitty what she's doing, but I also think that he deserves all of it, and he's kind of put himself in this situation. I don't think he's had this conversation with her. You know what I mean? I don't think she has. Let me read some questions. Joel on YouTube says Jake and Amy got married in Cedar Slow, Iowa. Eugene on YouTube says I think love is dead. I know love is dead, buddy. You're right on that one.
Fair enough.
Matt on YouTube says break up. You are no Tom Brady and the rebound, and you are no Marjorie Taylor Greene, 170th and Morris. Joel on YouTube says, speaking as a man that's been married more than once, facts are highly overrated. Eugene says, I got married once and not again. Joel says, that's what I said after my first one. Man on YouTube says, take the 4 train. You will see all the world has to offer. Get off this dysfunctional IT period. Applebee's, New York.
I do look, that chat got real for a second.
Yeah,
Wow,
it did.
wow.
It did. Yeah, it's wild.
I think I wake up every day hoping I can be as fucking real as Eugene.
Yeah, yeah.
I
He's like,
got
"Listen,
married once, never again." It's just that was fucking real.
I wish I'd have gone to New York with her. Maybe things would turn out different.
Yeah.
Like it's brutal, man. I think okay. My final advice to him is sort of look at the bright side here if that's what's going on, because again, I think we figured out that you're leaving shit out. And you're clearly not telling us all the details here, which, again, err against you because you would have thrown them in. If this was like a 3-sentence question, fine, I'll accept the lack of details. But it wasn't. It was a long-ass question, and very important details were left out. So, that said, if you are indeed telling us the truth and she is being shitty to you, then my advice was I've heard most people have a birthday about once a year, right? So... you wait till hers comes
give or
up.
take leap day.
That's right. Yeah, unless she's a leap baby, then you got to wait 3 years. You know what I mean? My parents were old school. My little sister that was born on a leap year only got presents every 4 years. She hung herself by the time she was 12. Anyway, but hey, man, that's the way it was done in the 80s. What the fuck do you want? You know, it was under Reagan. All right, you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, 12-year-old. But anyway. So what you do is you wait. You go to New York with her. You're like, hey, this is great. You know, you sit back, you smile, you play the long game. You're like, oh, we took a picture with Spider-Man in Times Square. This is so great. This is the best birthday ever. I'm so glad you picked my present instead of asking me what I wanted my present to be. And then next time her birthday rolls around, what do you buy her? Billy Joel tickets. Yeah, you buy her Billy fucking Joel tickets, and you take her to see Billy Joel. You're like, Piano Man, I love this song. I figured you would too. 32-year-old whoever.
I just want to say I saw Billy Joel in concert and it was amazing.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
if you're under
I
30,
don't
You're
get
making
the
it seem like
logic.
women are into Billy Joel. How
Women
many
aren't
times
into
has he
Billy
been
Joel.
married? Like he's doing just fine right now.
All right, you're right. Women over
also-
57 might be into this, but other than that, you just find a band she hates. Then, if again, this doesn't count if she actually likes that fucking horseshit song "Piano Man." If she does, different story. Okay, but you find a band she hates, take her to that. You just buy her a shitty gift, man. That's gonna be a pain in the ass and out of the way.
I think you're actually referencing the commercial. Every kiss begins with K.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I just want some shitty jewelry from a mall. Thanks.
That's right.
Thanks, Mark.
You buy her shitty jewelry from a mall, and you take her whatever band is playing in that thing. You know, you take her to see whatever shitty show that is.
See, that's what you should really do is take her to see a Billy Joel cover band.
Oh
Or, like, something like that, where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you don't take them to the real thing.
Yeah.
You
You're
really
like, oh, it's your
don't love-
birthday. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, you said you wanted to see Bruce Springsteen.
She
Well, this
don't
is
love him, dude.
yeah.
100%. Take her to see a Jimmy Buffett cover band. I know they exist. I've talked to a man who was in one once.
Dude, I
They
would
exist.
fucking. I would follow a Jimmy Buffett cover band
Yeah, I'd go
around
to
the
that.
country.
I'd go to that.
Shit.
Okay, well, I think we answered that question. Let's move on to the
Absolutely.
next question.
Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions in to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, ask live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Give us your comments. Give us your questions right here on YouTube. We are going to take our next question from the wild animals on Reddit.
Next question. Boyfriend received a Valentine's Day card. I'm 28, my boyfriend's 29. We've been together for 4 years and we live in the UK. I love him very much. Earlier today, I picked up the post. Get it? Mail. Okay. I picked up the post and it was an envelope addressed to my boyfriend. I hadn't opened it, but the envelope is slightly transparent, so I can clearly see that it's a Happy Valentine's Day card. I can see that the envelope comes from California. Is it common in the U.S. to send a Valentine's Day card platonically to friends? Is it like a Christmas card and just friendly? And would you send one knowing they have a girlfriend? Do I need to see this any more than a friendly gesture? I don't want to worry, but I also don't want to be naive. Am I overreacting? So yeah, this question was interesting to me because I guess as Americans, we are inundated with reasons to send people cards. Oh, you moved. Oh, let me send a sympathy card. You know what I mean?
Good point.
It's just like,
When Winthrop von Hallmark I invested all of his money, when he took it out of horse and buggies in a successful horse and buggy operation, it was like, no, I got cutesy little cards that say, I love you, it's your birthday. Everybody in his family was like, you're fucking up the fortune, old man. Now look at him. Who's laughing now from beyond the grave? He made the right move.
That being said, though, if my partner got a Valentine's Day card from anyone else, even a male, I'd be fucking pissed.
Right.
I'd be like, what the fuck? That's fucking weird. Like, even my coworkers was like, I know it was like a general, like, good morning, like, and he put Happy Valentine's Day, and I almost wrote back, fuck you. Like, I thought it was inappropriate. I thought it was inappropriate for work to like wish a coworker a Happy Valentine's Day.
100%. It's one thing. I guess if it was a dude, that'd be one thing. I guess I don't think Amy would get weird about that. But like, if any woman ever gave me a Happy Valentine's Day, it would actually. You know what? Maybe she would even get weird about. Maybe she would turn into.
You know,
it would be so much more weird if it was a dude who sent you
think
a
so?
Valentine's Day
I
card.
don't know, but also
Wait,
you're a
wishing
good
or
man.
sending a
You're
card?
a good man, dude. You are.
You don't know that.
no.
I have a
I
good
feel
party
like
face. You don't know that.
I feel like the emotion would, like, again, if it was, so let's say that you're heterosexual,
Right.
and someone of the same gender sent you a Valentine's Day card, I'd be like,
yeah.
squeach. Like I
Got
would
you.
squeech a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't give a shit. I guess as if it was now if it
I
was
would
like
take it as a compliment.
yeah, I would just more take it as a compliment because I know my wife wouldn't get jealous. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like if it was like if a woman sent me a Valentine's Day card, now I'm like, well, I can't let my wife see that because I'm going to be like, honey, nothing going on. No, she just sent me a Valentine's card on her own accord.
But then what are you gonna do? You're gonna throw it in the trash? You're gonna walk to the corner and throw
Oh,
it
I
in the
throw
trash?
it in the trash.
Like,
I would.
yeah, but
I
you
would-
have to.
yeah,
You
I
have
would
to like,
burn all
you have to-
evidence.
you have to get rid of the evidence.
Well, I would. The thing is, I wouldn't be mad if my significant other got a card. Also, like, if this person, let's say the person who is sending out the card, typically it's people who love Valentine's Day, who are just like giving cards to
Yeah.
everybody. They fucking
There's
love that
people like
holiday.
that.
Yeah,
There's-
yeah,
but they got to realize that's inappropriate as an adult. Yeah.
Kindergarten teachers all
Yeah.
over the world are like fucking inundated on the
Right.
day. They're just
Yeah.
sending out Valentine's.
Yeah, or
Day
giving
cards.
out cupcakes.
It's not necessarily
I
romantic.
prefer a cupcake. How about we not give cards? We give cupcakes instead.
That's true because
You
the
know?
evidence.
Let's do that.
Good
You can-
question.
Yeah.
Is it more romantic to receive a cupcake or a card?
Oh, cupcake.
A card with a note.
Yeah,
yeah,
card with a
I'm
note.
It depends
I'm
heavily
with
on
you.
the
I
note.
think definitely a card. If someone give
With
me
a
a
personal
cupcake,
note.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Everyone does it on the subway every day. A card with a Dear Suzanne. Oh, that's love. That's love.
Right.
Okay.
Card
well,
is good. Card is good. But I see. I like if a lady was going to give me a Valentine's Day card. or a cupcake. Now that I'm married, I would prefer the cupcake and a big one so she can write little messages on it like, meet me behind work after
You're trash. I take it back.
Yeah. And then I can just no evidence here. You know what I mean?
No,
Just tasty
or,
snack.
or it's like prison where she actually bakes the secret love note into the cupcake.
Wow.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and even further, it's in a condom. So I swallow it and then I
You
shit out
swallow the
later.
condom?
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
With the
it's
cum
kind
in
of-
it?
It's well, no, the note.
That's the prisoner who doesn't know how to get out of jail.
It's like,
Listen, he's like, oh, you don't realize you're supposed to put something in the condom. He's like, someone cum in this so I can break out of here. Okay, let me get a condom full of cum so I can tie it up, swallow it.
Do you realize that cum dissolves ink?
yeah, it's like, Gary, you were supposed to put heroin in there. Gary, I dug through my own shit for this thing. He was like, April Fools, Jorge, April Fools. I braked your ass. I punked you. Ashton Kutcher came in that thing, and then he told me to
You
send
get
it.
pulled over. The TSA finds you, and they're searching you, and they pull it out, and they're like, "Are you smuggling drugs?" And you're like, "No, actually, this is fully legal." They're like, "What do you mean?" You're like, "Oh, no, it's full of." It's full of my friend Jorge.
No, but the way you describe it, like TSA pulling it out, that sounds like they're doing you a favor. Oh God, I've been trying to do that the whole plane flight.
I like the idea of that old school 80s DEA agent. He's like, sir, let us just get a hazmat team around. It's like, no. I'll tell you what's going on with it. No, it is cum. It's not coke at all. Jesus Christ, man.
Tastes like cum.
Why do you have that?
They have Narcos. They have Narcos Mexico. They have Narcos. Ew. Oh, gross.
Takes a little swoop, you know. It's like,
Yeah, they never have that cut on any detective show where the guy tastes the drugs and he's like, that's asbestos.
Yeah. And, he's an old school 80s cop, so it's like the one thing that can get under his skin is gay stuff because he's homophobic. You know what I mean? He's just like, and he's just like, I saw a guy with his head strapped to a tortoise like in Breaking Bad, but this is what broke me. This right
And then
here.
everyone in the break room's like, hey, Billy.
Eating any condoms today, Billy? You're getting hungry over here. Shut up, you bastards.
Wow. Okay. How do I bring this back around to the question? So,
before you bring it back around, we got some comments. We got Joel on YouTube says, Matt on YouTube says, Yoko kicked Lennon off on Yoko spin kicked Lennon on Valentine's Day.
oh yeah.
Joel on YouTube says, born on February 29th would suck. You graduate college and sign up for AARP on the same day. Eugene says, my ex was here on a work visa, and the work was running out. The work visa was running out of time, so she married me once she got a permanent visa. She left me. Oh, that's rough, dude. Matt, I hope she at least paid you the 15 grand for that, dude. That's brutal.
Sorry about that. That sounds awful.
I mean, you should fake the paperwork. Call ICE, man. Get her fucking booted for that.
Shit.
Matt on
Email
YouTube.
us. We'll find you a really dodgy lawyer who will fuck that person
That's right.
up.
You need a good DA.
Oh, man. If you guys could get lawyers involved with this podcast.
Matt on YouTube says, best Valentine's Day gift you can give your partner is getting in a motorcycle crash, so you are in the hospital where she knows you're not cheating. Yeah. Matt on YouTube says, stop asking questions.
If you need a sense of security, sure.
Babe, I'm not cheating. I'm just in a coma.
Babe, I'm not cheating. Just this nurse is sponge bathing my dick every day.
But then she walks in and you've got that nurse from Kill Bill. You know what I mean? She's like, wait a minute. I didn't tell this guy to do it. I was
creeping?
in a coma the whole time.
Creeping there? Buck?
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah.
No, Buck just fucks. I didn't tell Buck to fuck. That's not my fault.
But babe, I got you a new car. It's called the Shaggin' Wagon.
Oh, sure. Buck just decides to do it. Let's see. Matt on
Nurses
YouTube
aren't
says
grossed out by anything.
Saint Valentine was beheaded. kind of a precursor.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Yeah,
about that.
he
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
It's supposed to be actually quite gruesome.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
you know, he shouldn't have been sending cards to those kids. What do you want? You know?
No, didn't he like marry people in secret because they like weren't supposed to be married? Or
Yeah, it was under like
something like
some
that.
Roman
Oh,
emperor or
really?
some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like secretly marrying Jews or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't- or Catholic or Christians.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh my
know.
God.
As Christian, it was
yeah,
under
May-
some.
May write that movie. That's like so cute.
Yeah,
No, it
I
is.
thought That movie
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a rom-com
Yeah.
where a saint
Yeah.
gets slaughtered at the
It is.
end.
It is.
Yeah.
But
Oh my God, yeah.
he's
Like,
played by
he,
John
like, marries
Cusack.
all these like
Oh,
cute
yeah.
couples, and
Yeah.
then he just
Yeah.
like gets murdered at the end. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like a much better Romeo and Juliet or not
Right.
but where you know the ones they die in the end.
Okay, if I could just have maybe a version of this, but with like young, hot 22-year-old Leo, yeah, I would do it.
Right,
Well,
yeah.
you know, back then people only lived to be 35, so
True.
you know, yeah, everyone was
Yeah.
young and hot.
And teenagers were played by 35-year-olds.
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah, that was always uncomfortable. You go back to like 1960 or more, it'll be a guy with like a receding hairline going, "Whoa, you want to go to the high school dance with me?" It's like, no, don't do it.
Oh my god!
He's in high school, but every time he stands up, he's like, oh.
Everyone's like, thank you for saying that. Everyone's like creaming their jeans over "It's a Wonderful Life." It's like Jimmy
Yeah.
Stewart is fucking 40 when he's filming this.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
To be
He's
fair,
so old.
he was married to a high school sophomore when he filmed that movie, so he was young at heart. You know what I mean?
Oh, was he?
The chick from Baywatch, too.
Yeah, I don't.
she was
I
super-
think that
Yeah,
if
he married, like, a
Instagram
14-year-old. Yeah.
existed when Jimmy Stewart was still around, and he wouldn't have escaped the hashtag Me Too movement.
Yeah, yeah,
If you catch my drift.
No, you don't understand. Me and his 14-year-old are in love, see? No, it's his 14-year-old cousin. It was, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he married his 14-year-old cousin. It was
I'm
amazing.
sorry. How has that character not been done? Jimmy Stewart getting canceled? How is
Yeah.
that?
It would be good.
What? I'm a pedophile. Whoa. I'm a pedophile.
What is this PC culture going wrong? First, they came for the guys who were married to 14-year-olds, and I said nothing. This is
he saw
fascism.
a bird jump into the water, and he jumped in to save her. If that doesn't scream pedophile, nothing does.
Mr. Smith goes to Washington and then prison. The QAnon tale.
Matt on YouTube says, Joanne on YouTube says, I still get Valentine's Day cards from my relatives, never from a guy. Yeah, totally different. If it's a relative, like whatever. My aunt gives me cards for every holiday. Yeah, of course. Like totally different context if it's like a relative.
Yeah, someone
whatever.
you're not legally allowed to have sex with.
Right. Yeah,
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Unless you're Jimmy Stewart. But again, he sent Valentine cards to his niece, and we saw where that led.
So she saw the card in the mail, but she didn't open it.
Correct.
And then she's just gonna give it to her partner. What you do is you give it to your partner, and then while you're there, you're like, "Hey, open it. Who's it from?" And then you get to see what's actually in.
I love that.
Because it
Yeah.
might just be like a card. Also, it's like maybe they threw cash in there.
Could be.
Right.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not that that's common for Valentine's Day.
I mean,
but-
I will gladly. I think we should normalize giving cash on Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
totally should.
100%.
I
Yeah.
think we should normalize receiving cash, not
See,
giving cash.
I think we should
Yeah.
normalize giving the card, and then if they don't
I
like
like-
the card, giving the cash.
Yeah.
Being
Yeah,
like, will you be
100%.
my
Okay.
Valentine? What about now?
Yeah.
There's like, oh yeah,
You just have a little money clip like a mobster in your
No.
sock. No, it wasn't the only thing. It wasn't the only thing.
you open the card and there's two Venmo codes. One is to give cash, the other is to request cash, based on how good the
You know what?
Valentine's Day
That
card
does
is.
exist. It's called Chinese New Year. You get red envelopes with cash in it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, but it's
Yeah.
normally like a sick burn because if you're single and not married, they're like, oh, you're gonna need these $8. You're gonna need that to get a husband.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, it's more than that. Those envelopes,
Yeah.
Nice.
dude. When you have a kid and you start getting red envelopes, yeah.
Yeah. Get that red envelope shit.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not the same here. We get Venmos, and there's not much in them.
It's
There's
official.
not much.
I'm
Yeah.
converting. I'm converting for time.
And since I have TikTok on my phone, people in China took that and put it in a red envelope. They
Y'all
took
need some
they took
Asians
my
in
Venmo
your
money.
life.
Yeah. It's I got TikTok. It's now all my Venmo money is stuffed into a red envelope somewhere in Shanghai. It's that's how that went.
Yeah.
YouTube, Joel on YouTube says, throughout elementary school, You give a Valentine to every kid in your class.
True.
It's not cool to do that as an adult. WTF. Eugene said, hey, Matt, a whole case of ramen noodles. But they keep saying Roman. Does that say A or O? I was reading them Roman noodles, but it's, the writing's little here. Matt on YouTube said, you can break up, take the card. That's a ground ball to go to Vegas. Eugene says, you guys are funny. Thank you, Eugene. I appreciate that. You know, we love the comments. Matt on YouTube says, oh, no, a Valentine's Day card in your hand from someone else. Where should I turn for solvency breaking off the heart? Fake tears, you are free. Matt says he was a priest. She is setting a trap. Your card is under stick string and a box. Go see how much I love you.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think we answered that question. I think we should move on to the next question.
Yes, absolutely. Next question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, write your questions into the Love Gurus podcast at yahoo.com, or even better, watch live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Give us your comments. Give us your questions right here in the chat. For right now, we're going to take our next question on the Love Gurus podcast.
Next question. Girlfriend is a stripper that I met years ago.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
A few years ago, my brother had a bachelor's party and we went to a strip club. And as part of the festivities, for whatever reason, one of the girls latched on to me and seemed to genuinely vibe with me. Throughout the night, she actually bought me drinks and gave me a lot of free VIP time. She even had to wave the bouncer away a few times. I think I only paid for one lap dance, and she told me to take her out for the next day to make up for it. I was headed back out of town. I left the next day, so I didn't even think about messaging her. A few months ago, I was in the Sim City, and I matched with a girl on Tinder. She was exactly my type, and we hit it off like old friends. We got to talking a bit, and we felt like we knew each other. Catching up, we couldn't place it, but we chalked it up just to having so much chemistry. I got to thinking a bit and realized that she looks almost identical to the stripper that I saw a few years back. Very tall, blonde, same build and everything. She told me that she used to strip at a few places around town, and that's when I put it together. She's the same girl.
Yeah.
That's
Now-
so cute.
Now my question is, do I bring it up? I personally think it's a funny, adorable little story, but I'm not sure how she would take it, especially since I ghosted her the day after the club. Also, I'm sure that this is part of her past that maybe she doesn't want to tell everyone about. What should I do?
She remembered him, dude.
Dude, totally.
I think she remembered him, but also like anybody who she probably knew that, and she knew that he would be cool with it.
Totally.
You know, like, okay, so I used to be a sugar baby, and like, you know, like, if I ever ran into like one of my attractive daddies and like like I was like well off or doing well, you know, or something like that, and he'd come up to me and like it wouldn't be weird at all. You know? Anybody who's sex positive or like does any work in that type of industry, like
That's true. They're a little
you know,
more
it's,
open
it's,
usually.
It's understanding, you know, it's very understandable, you know.
I mean, I think it's nice of him to like even suggest it. Like, maybe she's
so
embarrassed
nice.
or doesn't want to talk about it, whatever.
Yo,
But,
fucking
like,
marry him, man.
Yeah, it's fucking,
Jeez.
it's fucking 2023. Like,
Cuff it up.
it's people like again. It's not. There's no shame in it. It's just like, oh, you're saying this massive, sex industry exists. Oh, we're gonna get ashamed of it just now. What are you fucking talking about? It's like this has existed forever. You know, women have been doing this forever. Men have been doing this forever. Like, what are you talking about? I think it's a cute story. I think
cute.
just say to her.
Yeah.
Hot.
I feel like Richard Gere normalized this story with Gina Davis back in 1995. This is
It's
like a broke-ass
fucking
version
Julia
of Pretty
Roberts.
Roberts.
What are you fucking
Pretty
Yeah.
Do you really mean
Hell yes. No.
That's
That
one of
made
the
me-
angriest
that
I've
made
ever
me
gotten
cry,
Suzanne on the
okay?
Wait, did you
podcast.
do that on purpose?
No.
Yo.
You
sure it wasn't
Gina
Gina
Davis and Pretty
Davis.
Woman would be a different movie.
Gina Davis and Pretty Woman. I think she could have pulled it off.
Oh, yeah.
I think she
She's
would
a
have done
great
even
actor.
better. I think she
Actually,
would've done
now
great.
that you say that, that would have actually been a good casting.
Yeah. You know what I think they should have done? I think they should have done Kathy Bates. You know what I mean? I think, yeah. I think
yeah.
Richard Gere, he's rich, but he's like, he's on a bender. You know what I mean? And he goes
Yeah.
to a truck stop. And Kathy Bates is a lot lizard in Ohio, you know? And she's like, what are you doing driving all this way? He's like, I don't know. I've been up for 3 days.
Opposites
And she-
attract, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she like falls in love, and then he's bringing her around all of his rich friends. He's like, dude, this lady's like 60 pounds overweight and smells like menthols. What the fuck is this?
Sounds like Shrek.
I
man.
think.
Yeah.
I think. Joe.
You know, Shrek loves menthols.
I think
Real
also.
life
That's
Shrek
why he's
loves
so
menthols.
green. Yeah.
They said it would happen if I didn't quit. Sounded like more bullshit from the CDC, but sure enough, I fucking turned green.
Ogres are like Newports.
He's doing public service commercials. Kids, don't start smoking
That
menthols.
whole movie is
For
just a
Christ's sake.
cautionary tale for children. Yeah.
Smoking's bad.
The whole movie is a cautionary tale
Yeah.
for children that never listen to Mike Myers.
That's
Okay,
right.
like
That's right.
it's overrated.
I was wondering why they played Leonard
Yeah.
Cohen in that movie. Now
Yeah.
I get it. They're sad because they smoked until they were green.
Yeah.
They said it was just mint flavored. It turns out there was really fucking weird chemicals.
Okay,
Yeah.
but in his didn't he say they were talking and she said she used to strip? Didn't he say that? So
Yeah.
she like is open about her past.
Yeah.
If she used to strip.
Right.
Well, but
She
she's
used to
open.
slip,
She's open with
strip
him.
it.
Yeah, but this is a conversation of him with. Oh, is he talking about other people? Or is he because he makes it sound like he's not sure if he should tell her. He thinks that she's the stripper who told him to message her and take her out the next day.
You know what?
Yeah,
I can
that's
see
true.
that.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I guess so. His concern is is she going to sort of be a little gun shy about like, you know, again, he's sort of thinking of it in the Richard Curtis rom-com esque era of they go to, you know, a family reunion. It's like, hey guys, listen to this hilarious story. You know what I mean? Like he's thinking of it in that sense. But also, what happened was when they met the first time, she had asked him to hang out the next day, and then he ghosted her.
Yeah.
So it's like, A, is she gonna be like, oh, you're that asshole, and then B, are you like parading me around, you know, your family as the Julia Roberts? And then, you know, George Costanza's going to get in there and be like, hey, you know, and she's going to have to, like, knock him out. You know what I mean?
I feel like he's overthinking it.
I think he is
Because
too.
it's
I
also
think
the
it's
whole
too.
thing is you go in like gently where you're like, oh, you used to strip. Did you ever work at name the strip club?
Right.
Like I used to go there with my
That's a
friends
good point.
or
Yeah.
something. It's like maybe I
Yeah.
ran into you there or something.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think he could be a little worried that he mentioned that he ghosted her the next day? Do you think he'll be a little worried if he brings it up to her that she'll be like, "Oh no, fuck you! You ghosted me.
But
You were a dick."
Well, that's the thing. Like she basically like kind of treated him that whole, you know, like
Yeah.
she very much treated him. I don't know. It could be a sick, very very sick plot for revenge.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It could.
Oh.
I just
I didn't even think of that.
I know
Yeah.
myself, and I would just, if I were her, and like if somebody ghosted me, you know, I'm
The
gonna
slow
give,
play.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna give this guy the
Ooh.
sickest night of his life, and then all of a sudden be like, "What, bitch? You can't have me." You know,
Yeah.
it could be that, or the thing is, she could have, or if this is actually like a true romance,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it could be that she was in a point of her life where she wasn't ready
Yeah.
for that. You
Could have
know?
been.
Something
Could
like
have
that.
been.
Or they're
I-
just having fun. They could just be having fun.
I do like the
Okay.
idea of a stripper stalker, you know? Who's just like, you ghost me, I will love bomb you 5 years from now. Pretend to be
Yeah.
pregnant, take your money, your bank account, and your heart.
Okay.
And then I'm out the fucking door.
You leave the room and
Yeah.
you're like, something
Yeah.
seems off. Then you see a little glitter in the corner.
That's right. Glitter and Lies. That's the name of this movie.
Or if you were,
Starring
if you were
Gina
gonna,
Davis and Richard Gere.
if you were gonna write this as like a Hallmark movie, it's like he has one nipple tassel, she's
Yeah.
got the other. 5
Yeah.
years later, he finds
Yeah.
it in her underwear
That's
drawer.
right. But then Johnny Cochran pops up. He's like, this nipple tassel doesn't even fit. And then he just talks him out of it.
Okay.
He gaslights him.
Okay, so but technically, here's the only thing that I don't understand about this question is because if they exchange numbers, why do their numbers not pop up in each other's phones?
Well, they could have
They
changed
could've,
phones
yeah.
because it was from the past.
If
Yeah.
she's a sex worker, she could have been using
Burner phone.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like because I had like multiple
Yeah,
numbers.
you have-
Right.
You know,
yeah.
I changed my numbers like
Okay.
every like 6
No,
months.
no.
Yeah,
That-
I had
that
burner
makes
phones
sense,
when
yeah.
I was a lot lizard
Yeah.
back in
There
Ohio.
you go. Wow.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Is that outside of Cedar Rapids? No.
It was it's pretty much the Cedar Rapids of Ohio that I
Yeah.
No, Iowa is like Ohio but shittier, further away,
Okay.
and more in the middle of the country.
I have my final advice for this question. Here's how you approach it. You say to her, you tell her the story of your brother's bachelor party, and then you say, but in that you say there was the stripper there. She, this is what she looked like. There was a thought that it was you, and if she goes, "Oh my God, it was me," then it's "Oh my God," da, da, da,
Then
you
it's
know,
a whole Cinderella thing.
tequila,
Yeah. I
But-
fell in love and I only have this one tassel. Oh, it fits.
But
and
if
now I'm
she
a prince.
says that it's not her, then you're like, "Oh my God, thank God," because actually, like, I just kept thinking how she was so much less attractive. Like,
Oh no,
say-
I wouldn't say
Oh,
that.
yeah. I wouldn't throw
No,
another girl
no,
under the
no.
bus.
No,
Are you crazy?
no.
No, do it. No, you got to do it at that
That's
point.
crazy.
You got to
You're-
throw her under
you're-
the bus.
No
Suzanne,
way.
you're toxic.
No.
You
gotta do it.
toxic.
No,
you
you got to
got-
be toxic
No,
about it.
if it's not
If it's not- if
her,
it turns out not to be her.
like, oh yeah, if it turns out not to be her, then be like, "Oh my God, good," because I met you and you were just so much more attractive.
No.
I thought,
Yeah,
then
no,
don't
no,
go-
that's
no,
the way to do it.
No
Don't
way.
be
No, that's
like
the right
that.
move.
No
No
way.
way.
What do you
don't-
mean? She doesn't know this lady. This is some rando
No,
stripper
but
from
you
years
don't-
ago.
He's
But-
saying that she's more attractive than a rando.
Yeah.
No,
I
but
think you might have missed it.
No. Here's the thing. You don't have to lead with the full story.
Yeah.
You just go with small details like, oh,
Was
did
this
you ever
you?
work here?
Yeah.
Like,
Just
oh,
that.
that's funny. I
Yeah.
used to go
Yeah.
there. That's pretty cool. Like, maybe
Yeah.
we ran into
Wait,
each other.
wait, hold-
We look
okay.
kind of familiar.
Can I
Maybe
just-
that's where we
can I
know
just
each other.
ask-
But if you accidentally spill the beans, then you got to throw the girl in. You're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, she sucked and probably
Wait,
had chlamydia."
But
You know what I
Tony,
mean?
Tony's bringing up a good point. How does he casually lead in with, "Oh, maybe she remembers it"? Does he get like like those sticks that have like people's faces on it? But he does that with like his dad, the best man, the
Yeah.
groom, and then he like walks in and is like, "Hello."
Oh, to see if she remembers other people in the party?
Yeah.
Yeah, like to see if she like recognizes. Is that what you're saying?
It turns
No,
out she
I was just-
also
I was
goes
just
to his
saying-
dad the next week.
It's like if I ever think like
They're
I-
having sex, and he's like,
if I think I recognize someone from somewhere, I never like or I thought we had a connection somewhere. I don't think I've ever actually had that happen. But if I did,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, "Oh my God, are you this girl that I felt a romantic connection with at this place on that day?" Because then
Yeah.
if you're wrong,
"No, you don't
You
say
seem kind
I felt a romantic connection. You just say, this is someone I remember.
Yeah.
yeah, but
You
then
don't lead with like, "Oh, I wanted to, love."
But eventually, if he does accidentally go, "Oh yeah, I was totally into this lady, or she was into me, or whatever,"
You're
and then it
not
turns out
selling
it's not,
it as that's the one that got away.
It-
You're
yeah.
selling it as,
at that point,
"Oh, remember that that Joe at the Coke store."
yeah. Once you find out, if she says it's not her, then you got to be like, "Oh great, yeah," because she was awful, and you're way better, and you got.
I don't think you have to
It's,
compare
it's
at all.
almost like
he
how
doesn't
how
mention it,
how you
Yeah,
sell
yeah.
it.
You don't
You
have
don't
you
mention
don't
it.
have to go like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, that girl was
You don't
busted."
have to
No,
mention it.
Yeah.
no, but
You know,
how,
I say
how
do
you,
it.
how
No.
you- how
She's
you
gonna get
sell
jealous
it-
though, dude.
How you sell it is you say, "Well, I met this girl, and then it sort of established a platform for what I eventually would want. Then I met you, and you were that plus more."
Oh my God, this
I
is
don't
crazy.
even- no,
You're
don't
insane,
even-
Suzanne.
Don't mention her. Like
You don't mention her. You just say, like,
did
try to
we
figure
ever
it out.
meet?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
If it's
Yeah.
her, it's
I was
her.
missing what
if
you were
it's
saying.
not, cool. It's in your head though. That's in your head. Like cool.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
God.
But you play it
know,
cool.
But
Yeah.
but what if Hugh Grant is playing the lead in this movie?
Oh, then he's British.
Yeah,
and it's a
is
very
it?
different vibe.
Is it sellable now? Did I also just introduce a new Richard Curtis rom-com?
It's just Hugh Grant. And he goes, "Are you the trans prostitute I was caught hooking up with in a car?" Right? It was that prostitute was trans, right? Or that sex worker.
And then Richard Hugh Grant throws that at the lady, and she's like, "I am neither trans nor was I a prostitute nor have I ever owned a car." And he's like, and then he's like, "Wrong lady.
Can I remind you, I'm Hugh Grant."
So here's what's hilarious about LA is that they tourists stop at that parking lot where he was getting the blowjob, and they'll be like,
wow,
and
that's
they'll be
awesome.
like, this is where Hugh Grant got a blowjob from a car.
Dude.
Whereas in New York, those horse-drawn carriages, they'll like go past like that one right by the band shell, that like big, and they'll go, Jennifer Lopez was once here filming a film. Twice I've been running by these horse-drawn carriages, and the tourists always go, oh, like nothing, you know. I'm just saying,
do you think
more public blowjobs in New York?
That's
I think so too. Do you think there's ever any tour guides in LA who try to fucking go one step beyond? Like, not only did he get blown, what's that? I think I see something behind that dumpster. Oh my God, it's an old condom. I think it's Hugh Grant's old condom. That
Okay, who wants to swallow it? Who wants to take
It tastes like Hugh Grant's. Do the taste test. This is Hugh Grant's. I'm telling you, it tastes smug and British.
Oh my God, but
Dude.
to get a Valentine's note from Hugh Grant,
Right?
like, years
Yeah,
later.
that's the move.
That's an awesome tour, by the way.
That's a fucking great tour.
Because I had it where an ex of mine used to live. She grew up in like the Montauk area, and I went to visit.
Boring.
So, but it was weird. But she gave me, when we were driving there, she gave me a tour of all the places where Billy Joel's gotten a DUI. Because he's
What the
crashed
fuck?
like
That's like a known thing.
Again.
Oh yeah, don't look.
See a theme over here.
Once you break the seal, it's all Billy Joel at a certain point.
It's
Look,
but,
there's
but
two
that's-
types of guys in the world. There's guys that don't give a fuck about Billy Joel, and then there's guys who know in every place he's got a DUI. You know?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
but I guess it's also kind of cool to be like, you know, it's almost like a comparison. Like for someone who's probably like a classic alcoholic, oh, would you also get a DUI here? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you know, it's kind of like a test of like, let's also drive around this curve and see if we die. Like,
Let's drink and drive in the same spot Billy Joel did.
I'm
Yeah,
just
you
saying,
know that's a
I
Long
love
Island
those types of pop culture facts are
Yeah.
way more interesting
It is
than
pretty
cool.
Jennifer
It is
Lopez
pretty
filmed
cool.
a movie here once.
Yeah,
it's just
I think
like,
that's- you're
Jennifer
right, you're right. That's more
Lopez
interesting.
Sat next to like said actor
Yeah.
that's not even a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's so boring. But yeah.
I've always hated the petty small celebrity gossiping. Like back before, you know, Instagram and all that fucking shit. You remember how they had like People magazine by the checkouts? I'm like, here's Ben Affleck eating a Caesar salad, and it's like,
Dude.
and look, it's got ranch on the side.
You
It's
make it
like,
seem
wait,
like I don't still
Why
read
do I-
People magazine online.
yeah, I'm like,
It's
dude,
great.
what the fuck is that shit? I don't know.
I'm-
Like if it's kind of salacious, you know what I mean? If it's like,
Yeah.
oh, he got blown there. Oh,
Yeah.
he got arrested there. If it's something, I'm like, right. This is
Well,
a
I'm leaving
story.
a little bit out of the story. So the reason why I know that is because this was years ago when my brother. I didn't live in LA. I didn't live in LA at the time. My brother lived in LA. And he was very poor, and he had this like really shitty Honda Civic that would overheat all the time. So actually, what happened is that we were driving down Sunset Boulevard in his Honda Civic, and it overheated. So we stopped at said parking lot, and all we had in the car was a Red Bull. And my brother goes, "Hey, do you remember that lesson in physics about specific heat? Well, the specific heat of Red Bull is lower than my car engine." It takes a Red Bull and dumps it on his, I guess, whatever the hot part of your car is. As he's doing that, that's when the tour bus pulled in and was like, "This is where Hugh Grant got a blowjob." And we're like, "Whoa! Okay. Well, it was worth it for the car to overheat." Yeah,
Now we
we're
get
like-
why the car overheated with that hot piece of glass.
Oh, the car was like, yeah, 4 weddings and a funeral.
That would be just Hugh Grant getting that. And he just names his movies. Oh, yeah, Notting Hill.
They say that on a full moon night, you can sometimes hear Hugh Grant going, "Oh, all right, here's $50."
Oh, officer, it's not what it looks like.
Yeah.
No, I love the idea of an old couple, you know, like being on the bus going, this was his birthday present. He's always wanted to see where Hugh Grant got blown by a hooker, you know, and like that's his whole thing.
Because again, I think that what we're glossing over is the saddest part of the story was that he was dating Elizabeth Hurley, arguably like the most beautiful woman in the world at the time.
I'm sorry, she's not Gina Davis, but I hear you.
I want to punch you sometimes. How dare you confuse Julia and Gina and then say Elizabeth isn't beautiful? Anyway, okay. Do we have any other final advice for this
Before
question?
we do final advice,
Yeah.
I'm behind on some comments here. Let's see. Joel on YouTube says, she may not be Miss Right, but she's Miss Right now. Enjoy the side, brother. Let's see. Eugene says, I need a sugar baby. Matt says,
Strippers are people too.
once a stripper, it's like the once a stripper, it's like the Marines. The basic training is the self-conception plus cardio.
Yeah.
Matt on YouTube
Hard
says
job.
there's no there was once a pubic hair in the buffet next to the stage. Yonkers.
Yeah.
Let's see. Matt on YouTube. I like Richard Gere, but on his Lionel boat episodes. Matt,
Wow, don't know that one. Have to
no,
check it out.
I don't know that one. Matt says, don't rat out the bachelor party. You should never ask that question. Eugene says, sugar babies are the best. Matt says,
Hell yeah.
is this the stripper from the classic Bob Dylan song Tangled Up in Blue, who is trilingual? Could be, man. Eugene says, I love strippers. Matt on YouTube says, this is like evidence for a Handmaid's Tale. I got a Valentine from Hugh Grant. He drank bleach, then crashed my Toyota truck.
Yeah.
He says, that's why I read Jet. There you go, man.
Yeah.
Fucking A. Radiator, engine block, Hugh Grant urinated in my ground pool. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I think we answered that question. I think we have.
Any final advice? For
Oh yeah. Okay. So I feel like we've already yeah. My final advice for this question is, again, let's remember that women are people and that there's this
sometimes
whole industry of, let's just stop exploiting women. And
That's no fun. You sound like Nancy Reagan.
no, you just pay them for what they're doing. That's fine.
I
It's
pay
just
'em.
a job. It's just a job.
It is just a
Stop
job.
with this like fucking shameful bullshit. It's like it's not shameful anymore. Like if we're gonna introduce our gay brothers and sisters to our grandparents, we're also gonna introduce our stripper boyfriends and girlfriends. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
That's
just
true.
Yeah.
get the fuck over
Eventually,
it.
it's going to be so normalized that like you're gonna take home your significant other, and you're
Yeah.
gonna be like, oh my god, I recognize you from OnlyFans, and it's
Yeah.
just gonna be a whole thing. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
When my one brother told my grandpa that my brother was sharing a hotel room with his friend, my grandpa just goes, "My Lindy." That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
He
man.
wasn't
I mean,
he wasn't mad. He's just like, "Oh, I've heard the kids are doing that nowadays."
yeah.
Just like fucking get over it. Again, sex work is positive. Strippers are positive. It's just like, anyway, yeah. So my final advice is, I think it's a cute story. Sell it as a cute story, and I'm sure she's also going to think it's cute because it is cute.
It's
also,
cute.
yeah, it's cute. Yeah, it's my final advice.
Yeah, I definitely
Sorry, I really
agree.
I really got on my
No,
soapbox.
I so agree with you. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, like man, woman, fucking they, them, whatever, like
Yeah.
stripper or sugar baby or anything like that. It is a job. And
Yeah.
also, if it's their job, you know what that job entails. You should know what that job entails if you're trying to get to know them. And at that, that story's so endearing. Like, just being somebody
It's
who's
cute.
like been there. Like, it's just like, if I ever had something like that, I was like, oh, you know what? That's adorable.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Like the
So
fact
adorable.
that he met her and then met her again, it was just like it's meant to be. again, I just think it's like this like adorable like romantic
Right.
story.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
I'd love to have
modernized
cute story like
Yeah.
that.
version of the T-Pain song. You know, this guy's in love with a stripper,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
don't
it's
think he-
adorable.
I also think he doesn't need to mention the other girl. I do agree with that,
Okay.
but at the
Yeah.
same time,
I'm
I
a-
would not
I'm
be
a-
mad.
I'm a-
I would not be mad though. If,
I'm
if he told
walk,
me that.
I'm gonna walk back my comment. I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk back.
Yeah.
I've got humility. I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk
Yeah.
it back.
Like I wouldn't be mad just knowing that. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I guess I get confused for so many Asian bitches in like.
So do
in
I. It's
comedy,
fucking
dude.
weird.
Yeah, or just Asian bitches. And,
Jake,
you know,
I'm sorry.
I'm like, dude, what are you, you're the third guy this week. No, I'm not Ali Wong. What is it?
Someone
What?
comes.
But you have a
Yeah.
baby.
I know I got a baby, but surely there's more differences and similarities between me and Ali.
You're a pregnant comic.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I got a bit of a gut, but not as much as Ali Wong did on those two specials.
Someone,
Give me some
someone
credit
comes
for
up to you on
Christ's
the
sake.
train and it's like, oh my god, hi Teresa, and you're just like,
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I still don't know if it's like a pickup line or not because someone will come up to me and they'll be like, "Hey, I think I know you from somewhere," and I'm just like,
Oh, that's a pickup line. That's a douchey pickup line.
"No," but then he'll be like, "Yeah, I think I met you in like Woodside." And I'm like, "Woodside? You know how many Filipino bitches there are in like Woodside? Like, I don't know, dude."
That was
me-
the original
let me
name of
guess.
this
Yeah.
neighborhood. It was.
Do they say that when they're in Woodside?
No, I think it was like at Court Square.
Yeah.
I was getting off like the G train, and they were just like, "I think I know you." I was like, "I don't think I know you."
I don't know.
Actually,
I
two
feel
guys-
like that's a douchey pickup line. That's my own
I'm
opinion.
not sure. Like maybe he truly did think that I was. This also happened like at a show. Like I think like I was at a show, and then I didn't even like perform that night. I just went to go see the show, and
Sure.
people kept looking at me. They kept doing like double takes,
yeah.
and then smiling at me, and then some people like came up to me like, "You did a really great job," and I was like, I
They
mean,
thought you were in the band?
no, they thought it was on the comedy show.
Oh, it was a comedy show.
Yeah, it was a comedy show.
was
They
was there another Filipino person on the?
I found out later on that night. She finally
Oh, that's
she
awesome.
walked by me and she was like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And then she was like super excited because like I don't know, I don't see many like Filipino people yet
Sure.
over here. I just moved here, so like,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
and
it's
I was
East
just
Coast.
like,
I mean,
yeah.
it's further away. Yeah.
And then like I go to her, I'm like, "Oh, dude, like." People were confusing me for you all night, and I just wanted to let you know that people think you did a great job tonight.
That's
Why-
funny. That's funny.
White people are fucking terrible.
Okay, if I can,
I don't
We're
know.
fucking terrible.
I'm totally guilty of it too sometimes because I'm just like I don't know. Sometimes I'd be guilty of white people, but at the same
Why?
time,
I'm just
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
gonna
but
blanket
it's just, like,
statement.
whatever.
Us, all
Okay.
white people over 35 were fucking terrible.
if I can say, I have multiple times had people come up to me and go, "I've seen you on TV after shows, and I've never been on TV," and they just think I'm another white comic.
dude.
Yeah,
With
I've
the
been
beard.
confused with Steve Buscemi with a thyroid problem, and I'm like, that
man.
doesn't. It feels like you're just roasting me now. Come on.
I mean, I looked at this girl and I was like, she looks nothing like me. Like
Yeah.
not even the hair, not even like the face shape.
Yeah.
Like she's definitely like. You think I'm skinny?
I was gonna
She's
ask-
skinnier than me.
I got-
Your
I
hair's
got
kind of
confused.
covering your face a bit. Did she have
Yeah.
her hair down a bit? I mean,
No,
was
she
that?
doesn't even have bangs.
What?
Yeah, dude.
No, I was
Yeah.
trying
That's
to
the
give
fucking
it. I was
ultimate
like,
sin.
okay,
Yeah,
if
That's
she
the
had
ultimate
bangs,
sin,
I was
people.
like, yeah.
She didn't have bangs.
I tried to save you fuckers. I tried to do it. people
Also,
at that
if
show.
you just saw someone live,
Yeah.
and it's like not even an hour later, and
Yeah.
you're like,
and they're like, well, to be fair, the camera adds it. Wait, no, this was here.
Dude,
My
I just
bad.
think it's
Crazy.
funny. I'm like not
It's
truly
pretty hilarious, yeah.
offended. Like I'm not
It's pretty
truly
goddamn funny.
offended.
Well,
by
that's
it.
because you're a nice person.
Well, I
just think
am
it's
truly
hilarious.
offended. Sorry.
I'm a comedian. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't be so easily offended just because like somebody confused me for another Asian person. It's
Yeah.
just like whatever.
Yeah.
Just see my set later, I guess, or like I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, thanks. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did it. I did
Well,
a good job.
yeah,
One time-
follow me on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Well, one time I got confused for Margaret Thatcher. That was a sick word.
Wow.
That's
That's so
brutal.
sexy.
That's rough.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they just come up to you and they're like, they're like, has anyone?
Are you related to Margaret Thatcher?
Do
I'm
you have
tired
an-
of being called the Iron Woman every time I go out to the bar.
Just like, well, My grandma was smarter than me. Yeah. Okay, we answered that question.
Yes.
We have one more question.
Absolutely. Last question on the Love Gurus podcast. People, if you've got questions to write in, write them to loveguruspodcast@yahoo.com, or even better, write live on YouTube every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to take one last one from the wild animals on Reddit.
And I think that also, this is a quick question, I would say. So we are going to do this lightning round.
Lightning
which
round.
Means, so I'm going to read the question, and then we're just going to go real quick around the table to get everyone's extremely valid opinion as to what is the advice. So, lightning round. Is this too much for Valentine's Day? I'm 29 and have been seeing a woman who's 28 for 2 months. We've already established that we're exclusive, but haven't established us as a relationship. We're both absolutely smitten over each other, but neither of us wants to rush things because we want to build our connection without burning each other out. Things are really amazing. She often tells me that she appreciates the thoughtfulness I put into our dates and the time that we spend together. Well, tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and although we're not official yet, I just would kick myself if I didn't do a little something for her. We didn't make plans, but I plan to text her in the morning and see if I can swing by after work to say, hey, I got a bag of amazing coffee. She loves coffee. Would you like to come over for a craft cup?
Craft cup.
Is that too much, you think? I just wanted to say, hey, I'm thinking of you. And plus, I wouldn't want her to go without receiving something for Valentine's Day. Is this a big red flag? Or am I overthinking it? I'll just go first. You're worried about giving someone a cup of coffee. Is this where we're at with society? You can't fucking date someone and then offer them a cup of coffee without seeming too much? Like, I don't know. I'm so glad that I'm my age. Like, if I was 20, I would kill myself. That's what I think about this question.
We got YouTube comments. Man on YouTube says, tell the Mario Lemieux he has child support to pay. Mr. Stanley Cup. He says she is cheating. Matt says stalker. Joel on YouTube says if you're exclusive, you're in a relationship. If she says differently, she's banging someone else.
What?
Is that? Wait, that might have been for the last one.
No, that's for this one.
That's for this one?
I think.
Really?
Yeah, if you're exclusive. So it's them talking about the labels on it.
Yeah, because
they're exclusive, but they're not officially dating.
Yeah.
Which I get. It's like, hey, we're not going to hook up with other people, but we're
that's
also
what I
not
would
like boyfriend, girlfriend.
Wait, I'm confused. So they've already hooked up?
It's a trial period. It's like it's probably under 3 months,
Two
right?
2 months.
Okay, yeah. It's under 3 months, so like they probably deleted Tinder, don't plan on seeing other people, and probably gonna cut off ties with whoever the fuck they were talking to.
And he's still weird about the coffee? Like you've already been sleeping together. You can drink coffee together, right?
I also feel like you would have.
Also, that's also a flag though. If you don't want to be seen in the daytime with somebody, that's a flag right there.
You can't like show a gesture to someone. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what like makes me crazy about like when like younger people are talking about like dating. It's just like you're so scared of getting ghosted that you can't like show a gesture to someone. That's like a nice thing.
No, I think people are into that. I think I support all this except up until the point of him doing the cheesy line of like, "You want to come over for a craft cup?" Like that line sucks.
The craft cup. If I
Ugh.
that was the one that
guy.
that was
exactly. Now I'm against him. It's like the first guy who's an asshole, but I agree with him.
Yeah.
I agree with everything except don't do the line. Just be like,
Okay,
hey, I got you some coffee, and then odds are she'll be like, oh, you want to like hang out or like let's.
I've got this Heffenweiser for you right
I'm not
here,
gonna lie. If
baby.
you offer me Heffenweiser, get the. I'll smush your face.
He's no Nicholas Sparks. We've established that. That's fine, but it's still nice. You know,
the gift is nice.
You're saying that she's going to read that and be so off put with his bad writing that she would not understand the gesture over this like terrible cheesy comment.
I'm not
He's got
gonna lie.
Bad handwriting. So what? So do doctors. Like, I
Yeah.
would fucking marry
Okay,
a doctor.
let me say,
I write with my dominant hand like I'm writing with my non-dominant hand.
Dude,
It's wild.
I'm in the
It's
same
pretty
boat.
bad.
That's why. Okay, I didn't get to address this beforehand with the handwritten cards thing. Where
you.
I have a panic attack every time I write a handwritten card because it's so much
Really?
pressure. Because
It
you pay for the card. I also have terrible handwriting. I'm also an idiot and can't spell most words. So if I'm like, so if I start writing,
pretty
if I
rough,
start
yeah,
writing
dude.
the card, I have to
just-
write out the note beforehand and then just transcribe it onto a
I
card
was,
That's
I was
the
gonna
so
say,
I don't ruin the card.
Google answers 2 of your 3 problems
Right.
in that. Yeah. So
Wait,
no, but
how?
Well,
Just
again,
spell
because
check?
you could say, what do you write in a card? Yeah.
Oh, also, I'm not sincere at all. So
Yeah.
it's a problem where I don't know how to
Especially-
write a sincere card
Yeah.
because I kind of need to read a reaction to see if I'm like, oh, I'm fucking tanking it.
And they know you're not sincere because you even
So-
misspell sincerely. And
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah.
just like, what the fuck, man?
I didn't
So-
write Valentine's Day. I wrote, you want a bang?
Yeah. It says sincerely Tony. This is not right.
Well, so the first Christmas that my partner and I were together, I wrote thank you cards to his family because I was like trying to win brownie points.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, not needed. Whatever. But
Yeah.
I also have terrible handwriting. And so I wrote these thank you notes. And then because I know I have terrible handwriting, I wrote, sorry for my terrible handwriting. And his sister, who's like cool as hell, was like, that was hilarious. Just own it. Just own it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're a good person. You're a good guy. Just own it. Fuck it. Call a spade a spade.
It's more I have a panic attack when I'm writing them.
Yeah.
okay.
Matt on YouTube says he is following her around. He drew pictures of them having coffee. He says, not with a restraining order. He says, come to my house for coffee. Hello, hello. I think hello.
Oh, that makes me think of a
Come
to
to my house with coffee.
Oh my god! I thought we were gonna
Wait,
both
what's
start
that?
singing.
No.
I thought we were both gonna start singing. Come to my window.
Oh, that one. No, I just heard come.
Outside.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you guys.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Two comment of a
Yeah.
word. Two.
Dude, if
common
Melissa
vocabulary.
Etheridge ever wrote a song about craft coffee, it would turn every lesbian straight. That is such a fucking shitty term. I hate the term craft coffee. It's douchey enough with beer. I'm glad you pointed it out because as Suzanne was reading that, I had such a visceral reaction to that I missed part of the question because I was like, craft coffee. Fuck that. And I even like nice shit. Here's the thing. Just be like, hey, I got a really nice kind of coffee you should try. But just describe it like that. Like, I got some really good coffee. Don't call
also-
it craft coffee.
if
You
you-
sound like an asshole.
If you're exclusive, you're already having sex, right? Because that's part of being exclusive.
Arguably.
I don't know,
Yeah.
because some
Arguably.
people can hold out for a while.
Okay.
Depends on. I don't know. We're all animals here, so
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna
there-
guess
there
a guy
are
that
people who
uses.
will hold out for a while, or they're fucking lying to their friends about it.
Yeah.
I think she's
And-
probably lying.
I think that's a good thing to point out because I think that the type of male who uses terms like craft coffee, he goes long periods of time without fucking. That seems
Nah,
like a goofy
I don't
ass
think you.
guy.
I mean, that
Bipolar
shows.
people.
Craft coffee.
Yeah,
guy?
Yeah.
that shows you live in Queens because I feel like
Yeah.
BK. That's a move.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what? Every woman you fuck, sir, with a term like craft coffee is going to have those douchey, thick brim, like blue or pink glasses, listens to too much
Dude.
NPR. She's going to annoy the shit out of you.
Okay, don't talk shit about my type.
You see, you got to get some craft coffee, and I never give that advice to anybody. Go get you some craft coffee. You're gonna get a smug, pretentious woman with thick lips. She probably don't even need them glasses. She just likes the goofy frames.
So, not to be that person, but we're breaking the lightning round rule.
Oh yeah, shit. This wasn't lightning
We're
round.
breaking the
Okay,
rules.
before we get back to lightning round, let's see. Matt on YouTube says, "Can I smoke in here?" SSD on YouTube says, "Do more of these. We will next week. We're live every single
yeah.
Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. But definitely go back and watch the old ones. Like and subscribe."
Yes,
Matt on YouTube says the card already has writing. Figure it out. Joel says Tony can transcribe this on his next Valentine's Day card. Roses are red, violets are blue. I switched the KY with Gorilla Glue.
Oh wow.
That's foul, man. That's foul.
I would too.
Yeah, that's That's all I need. My terrible handwriting, that poem.
Yeah.
That's what it needs to go along with it.
Yeah, that read with bad handwriting is like, is this a fucking ransom note?
Yeah.
Dude, talk
Oh my
about
God.
cuffing
You guys-
season, man.
You guys,
No, we thought craft coffee was bad.
you guys would be in the emergency room. Funny story.
That's actually cute. That's a cute romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm
That's how we
just.
met.
How do we
Yeah.
meet? I was stuck inside of her.
That's what you say to your stripper girlfriend. I was the one that stuck. Okay. Okay. So again, I've already given my final advice. So whoever wants to go next, what is your final advice for this person?
Did I already go?
Uh,
I do everything up until the craft coffee line.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you
that was
went.
terrible.
Yeah.
That craft
May,
coffee line
May,
was fuck.
What's your
Yeah,
final advice?
I don't know. Yeah, there's craft coffee like
Ugh.
yeah, but at the same time, I don't know. Yeah, it's cute.
Cute.
Yeah,
Jake,
I think
cute.
so.
It was pretty cute.
Again, without the craft coffee line, it really is like you did a triple axel and then you broke your fucking ankle when you came to the ground. It really is with that craft coffee line. That sucked, dude. That said, I mean, it seems like, I hate to sound like an old man, but it's kind of like in that old people romance movie, Bridges Over Madison County, with who was it? It
Meryl
was
Streep,
Harrison
Clinton.
Ford and Julia Roberts.
And
It was
Gina
a movie-
Davis.
Yeah, Gina Davis was the side piece. I remember that movie, dude. And in that
Stupid
movie,
Buscemi. How could you forget?
oh yeah, that's right. My bad. But you don't actually see the craft coffee. You know what I mean? Just like Reservoir Dogs. It was they just talk about it and they do the whole movie around it. No, it's you should be able to have coffee if you've been fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, we're exclusive. We're not exclusive. But normally, coffee can come before fucking in most cultures. Coffee. It's only very obscure tribes in the Amazon to where it's like we've been doing anal for a few weeks. We're working our way up to craft coffee. There's not. I mean, you can drink the coffee before you fuck even most of the time, and it's not that weird.
I mean,
so
that
you
was
should definitely be
the
able to.
theme of Father of the Bride
Yes.
with Kurt Russell.
That's right. That's right. He killed it in that. They fell overboard, you know what I mean? And got amnesia. I loved Father of the Bride.
I'd say, can I add one thing? Like, it is a good sign if they want to be seen out with you in the daytime, in public, around
Yes.
friends.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
And let's
If
say
you
you
get
run into a
introduced to
friend.
friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you run
Yeah.
into some friends and like and they're just like
If you
they
get
don't have this
introduced to
look
your
on them, yeah.
if you get introduced to their friends and
Yeah.
they don't get pissed when
Yeah.
you bust their friends' balls.
Yeah.
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 That's a solid
Definitely.
relationship.
This
Yeah.
this
Is that a
has
thing? That,
Oh, sorry.
the busting the balls thing?
I'm dating someone from New York.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean
like that's like a New York thing. I
No,
think, like,
busting
with guys.
balls? No,
yeah.
we say busting balls in Philly
Busting
too.
balls?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
like
like
you
busting
have
balls.
to-
I know the phrase.
That's
I know
like,
the phrase.
That's like an
busting
initiation
balls
thing,
is-
but you
Yeah,
like
I just
if you're
meant like
if you're dating like so my partner's from Westchester, like
Right.
that's like almost an
You said they're from New York,
you have
but go
to bust. You have to bust. You have to bust
Yeah,
some
you
balls.
have to bust balls. Like,
You
Yeah, you have
can't.
to bust
you know?
balls.
You can't just sit there and be like I like having like the fun.
No, that's good. If you can
It's just-
playfully
it's
make
not
fun
that-
of each other, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not like I'm doing it to. It's just like a test of the relationship.
Right.
And then afterwards, yeah, if you've got a funny one-liner, sure.
Yeah,
throw it
in
there.
fact,
It's kind of like if he peeks on you, he likes you kind of deal.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
Yeah,
right.
or, yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
agree
just
with that. The
confused.
fact that
Or
she
in
didn't
this
bust
case,
his
if
balls
she
at all.
picks on you, then she likes you.
The fact that you used that douchey craft coffee term around her and she didn't bust your balls at all, she doesn't like you. She doesn't like you. She's fucking you, but she doesn't like you.
Oh,
She should have made fun of you a
that's
little
a
bit
good
for the
point.
craft coffee thing.
That's a good point.
But she should have even like not even to make fun of even necessarily, but she should have either busted your balls or done like a listen. We need to do a little intervention. Don't ever fucking say that term
Wait,
around
wait,
anybody
But,
again.
What-
but
what
he
if-
didn't use the line yet.
What if they're made for each other?
did?
Wait, I thought it
Yes?
was two
I thought he
chicks.
did.
I'm listening.
He did.
I thought it was two chicks.
Is it two chicks?
I thought
Wait,
it was
is
two
it two
chicks.
chicks?
No, sorry, male, female.
Okay, I heard girlfriend and girlfriend. That's where my mind is. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, in fact, I would go as far as to say, being two women is the only way to get away with using craft coffee. That's it. It's like, hey man, lesbians just say it. I don't understand. I'm not gonna mansplain how to talk about coffee as lesbians. I don't. That's not
he
my
didn't
thing.
use that phrase yet. That was part of his plan, being like, "Hey, what if I showed up and I had
Oh
a
my
cup
god!
of
So
coffee?"
we get to intervene with the craft coffee thing. He didn't even realize that was the shark in the water.
Do it yet?
Yeah.
Where he
Oh,
was
wow.
like, "Oh, well, like, what do you think if I like showed up?" And I was like, "Hey, here's a bag of craft coffee." Or like, not he didn't say that. He's
Wow.
like, "Here's
said
a bag of
craft
nice."
coffee
He
again.
said, "Nice coffee," and then the line he wanted to say was, "Do you want to come over later and have a cup of craft coffee?"
Craft cup.
Right.
Red rum, red rum.
I would rather see red rum on door than have someone say craft coffee.
We've been
I
drinking
would rather
craft
see
Trulies.
children, two twins with an elevator of blood than someone doing a fucking slow pour
Yeah.
on Valentine's Day.
Oh my god!
You see the elevator of blood and the two twins, and you're like,
Yeah.
show me more.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just like, and twins.
And what? And what does the backside look like?
But as soon as that elevator's...
Can I pretend I'm Hugh Grant in this scenario?
The kid keeps champing Ivika, and I wrote it in the mirror backwards, and it spells craft coffee. No, I gotta leave this hotel.
Just cut to Hugh Grant in a parking lot. He's like, yeah. Love Actually.
Hugh Grant's getting blown by the guy in the dog mask. They're gonna give tours here in 15, 20 years.
Whoa, yeah, because that was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, I feel old. I feel old enough that I could be the guy in charge of that tour bus company at this point.
Okay, logistically, it couldn't have been 30 years ago based on my age of 26. So, thank you.
But yeah, man, I think did we all give final advice for this one?
Yeah, let's just end this.
I think we did.
so.
Yes. Thank you so much to everybody.
All that's going to
who
happen is that
commented.
we're going to get contacted by Hugh Grant's lawyer. So
Yeah.
send it now.
In
Can't
fact,
wait.
yeah, if any of you guys are Hugh Grant's lawyers, tell him not to fucking sue us. We didn't mean any of it. You guys have been awesome, man. Thank you to everybody in the comments there. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to Joel. Thank you to Joanne. Thank you to producer Amy, to SD. You guys have been awesome. Thank you especially to our two guests. Thank you to Tony. Thank you to May. You guys have been awesome tonight. Until next week, like and subscribe. Watch live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Until next week, later.